Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Arsalan and today we are on day 16 to solve the object oriented programming system questions with the help of Pythons. So we will be solving question with the help of Python, and if you are very new to this channel, let me explain it to you and let me brief it to you the what is this playlist is all about. So this playlist is the playlist where we will be solving object oriented programming system questions. If you are struggling to solve Python object oriented programming system questions, this playlist is meant for you. So guys, see, we have been solving the question right from the beginning of from day 1 to day 16 we have come, and each day we have solved we have been solving various types of question, and each day we have been increasing the bar of the difficulty slowly and gradually. So while you see on day numbers 1 we have solved a very basic question, and then we have moved on to a little difficult question, and then a little, and little by little we have moved further and further, and we have come to day 16 where we will be solving yet another question. So guys, just before starting with this tutorial on day 16, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. So today we will be understanding what is class method. So we have been solving a little questions, very basic question of class method, yet we do not have any idea about what is class method. And if you have, so still I will be creating a very basic tutorial where we'll be understanding the basic idea of solving the class method question. So what is class method, we will be understanding in this tutorial, and we will be of course solving one question related to this today as well. So first of all, let's understand what class method is. So as we know that we have solved class method question, but still we do not know that what is class method. So let's see what class method is. So class method is let me read it out to you and explain it to you simultaneously. So at the rate class method, so class method is used to define a method that operates on the class itself rather than an instance of the class. So we know the difference between the class and an instance, right? So class level attribute and instance are two different things. We already know in the previous tutorial we have been solving. So if I just create an example here below, which is already been created for you and already been done for you, like if I uncomment this part of code and show it to you here, you will see that you will be seeing that I have created an example where you can understand that what does it mean. Simultaneously I will be explaining to you what does it mean. So as you can see this in example below, here is an example illustrate of the usage of class method. If you see here on line number 9, starting from line number 9, where I have mentioned an example here, class, my class, this is the line where it is mentioned here that class attribute is equals to 10. This is a class level attribute, right? And this is an instance attribute, which is an instance attribute, this self dot instance attribute, where we have defined a def init. So where we say def init, which means that it is a self it's a instance attribute. So the class attribute, the instance attribute, it is already been mentioned, right? So these two are different things. So uh, if you want to create a method where you want to target a class attribute, right? If you want to target class attribute, so what you will do, you will be just creating a def method where you can target it. But how do we say that it's a class attribute? We do not know whether it's a class attribute or not. So to mention it's a class attribute, we will be just using @class method to tell the program that it's a class attribute. And we can if it's when we say that it's a class attribute, we say it by @class method. All right, so if you want to use this class attribute, you will be using it with the help of @class method. And if you want to use instance method, you will be using an instance attribute like the one mentioned in the from the line number 12. So guys, I hope that you have understood it, and if I run this, you will see that at the rate class method is this like this, and instance at def instance, I have just mentioned the name of the method to differentiate between both of them. If I print this and if I run this code, you will see that class attribute is equals to 10, instance attribute is equal to 20. Why it's coming up to be like this? Because I have mentioned it below, my class dot class method. So my class is the name of the class, my class, or else I will be just removing all this and run it to you how I'm gonna target it. So my class dot, if I want to target the method, so how I'm gonna target the method? So I will be saying that my method, my class dot class method. So my class is the name of the class, right? My class, CLA double S. So this is a capital C here, and now it will not show an error, and class method is a method, so we will be closing it by parenthesis. So you will see that I will be getting 10 again. Let me comment, now let me comment down this below and this below as well. So if I run this code now, you will see I will be getting 10 here. Why I'm getting 10 here? Because the class level attribute has a value of 10, so I'm just returning the value in a def method, class method, which I have created in the at the rate class method below, where I'm returning it as a 10. So it's a 10, it will be giving us a 10 value. Similarly, if I want to return a value of instance method, so the same process will be different process we will be applying here. So we do know how to target the instance attribute. We have been already doing it in the last tutorials. So to create it, we will be just saying that create an object. This would be an object, an instance, and to return its method, you just have to type object dot instance method and run this. So this is what we have got. So guys, I hope that you've understood it, what is the difference between instance method and class method. Alright, so when a method is decorated with the at the rate class, so I'm reading from line number 3, where I have where it's written, when a method is decorated with class method, it receives the class itself as the first argument, conventionally named CLS. So you now know why we write CLS. We write CLS because the first argument class method takes is, so now you know why we have been using CLS. So what does it do is, in the method class method, first argument is take is a class method. So it takes a class itself. So conventionally we use CLS, right? Similar like we use self for the instance method. So similarly like this we use CLS. So we use CLS because it takes first argument as a class itself. This allows method to access and modify class level attributes or perform operations related to the class as a whole rather than an individual instances. So what does it mean? It means that this allows, what it allows, the method, this method is allowed that we are targeting the method of the class individually rather than the instance itself. Alright, so we do not individually targeting the instances by the class method. We are using class method just for if in case we want to use class attribute individually. So if you want to use class method, we using it with the help of class method, and in case we do not want instance method, so we are not using it using the instance method there. So that's all about the thing here. And the class method decorator is commonly used when you want to define methods that deal with class level operations, such as creating class level attribute, accessing class level data, or performing class level class specific computation. So this says that when you want to use class at the rate class method decorator is commonly used. Why? Where it is commonly used when you want to deal with class level operations individually. When you want to where you want to use that this class attribute, you use it by the help of class method commonly, such as creating class level attribute, accessing class level data, or performing class level specific computation. So here's an example here, and there is an explanation here as well that what does it do. In this example, the class method is decorated with @ class method, allowing it to access the class attribute. So as you can see that in the example below, above here, uh, the method is called on the class itself, not an instance of the class. The instance method, on the other hand, is an instance level method and can only be called on the instance of the class. All right, so this method, the instance method which we have created here, that can be only called when we create an instance of the class, and this method can only be called when we want to call a class level attribute. So class method will be only called when we want to call the class attribute, and instance method can only be called when we want to call the instance attribute. All right, so we use here CLS, and we use CLS in class method conventionally. And why we use CLS? Because it takes class as a first argument, and we use self here because it takes the first argument as an instance. All right, so the class method decorate helps us distinguish between methods that operate on the class method and methods that operate on individual instances. So this is the explanation of the uh, example we have done. So I hope that you have understood it, and you've understood the concept of method, class method. And please give me the like button, or comment in the comment section, comment down in the comment section that you've understood the concept of class method. If you do so, please comment in the comment section that you have understood. Please write in the comment section understood, so I will be understanding it that you have understood the concept of class method. Now now let's get back to our question. This will be a question where we'll be using a class method, and we will be just polishing the things which we have learned. So let's do this. So first of all, I would again would you like to see your code first of all, just before starting with my code. So I want you guys to first of all do it on your own, and if you are unable to solve it, then you can of course follow my method, but I encourage you guys to first of all do it on your own. So let's do this. So I am saying that first of all we have to create a class called company as a class, and we have to take a class level attribute as employee count. So employee count would be our class level attribute. So let's define this here. Employee count is equals to which we have to initialize it by employee count, that it represent the total count of the employees in the company. The attribute should be initialized to 0, so we have to initialize it to 0 and increment it every time a new employee object is created. So when the object is created, we know that we have to create an instance right? So the company should have an instance attribute. So to create an instance, we know that to create an instance we use definite, right? In this we have to take two arguments. Self is already been taken, and we have to take two arguments as name and second argument as position, and self dot name is equals to name, self dot position is equals to position. Now every time this whole thing is created, this object is created. So we know that when object is created, these instances would be called. So when these instances would be called, which means that the object has been created, right? Let me comment it down here so that you can understand it. So every time an object or an instance instance is created, that means that this definite or you can say that the object is created, right? When object is created, this means that this thing is run, right? When this thing is run, we have to increment the count by 1, right? So which means that every time this thing has been created, every time this thing creates, we will be just incrementing our employee count, so this is class this is a class level attribute, so we will be just starting it by class dot employee count plus is equals to 1. So this is a class level attribute, so we will be just starting it by class, and then we will be just saying that it dot employee count plus is equals to 1. So now why we are doing this, I have been already discussing in the last tutorials, and I'm explaining it to you in a better way, that this means that every time this whole instance attributes are created, this means that an object is created, right? All right. So every time this thing has been created, which means an object is created, and the question asks us to, every time then object is created, we have to increase the employee count by 1. So I hope that you have understood this now. So the question asks us to increment the employee count by 1 every time an object is created. So when an object is created, the object is created every time the the instance the object is created every time definite thing is run, right? So I hope that you have understood it. So I'm not writing it anymore. I hope you have understood it, and if you do so, please comment in the comment section, and if you have any doubt, please ask in the comment section. So now let's move further in the question. So they ask as though the company should have an instance attribute for name and position to represent the name of the position for each employee. So this has been done here, and now next they are asking us to create 3 instances of the company class with different employee names and positions. So let's say we have an object 1, or let's say I have a company 1, company 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 1 is equals to company. So now guys, this is company 1 is equals to company, and I have to close it by parenthesis. Now this is an instance, right? This company 1 is an object, so we have to take 2 parameters here. 2 parameters would be name. Let's say its name is name, or you can say it's Tesla and position, let's say manager. And so now this one object is created. Initially, if I want to print, you already know that we have been doing it. So if I want to get initial count of the employee, I would be saying printing what I will be saying, the print company dot employee count. It will be giving me 0, and if I print now, if I want to return now, you will be seeing that I am getting 0 1. Initially I will be getting 0, and then I am getting 1. Let me just comment down this code above, which I have done as an example, so that you do not get confused with 10 and 20. Now I am getting 0 count, I am getting 1 count here. Now guys, every time I create it, you will be seeing that I am getting an increment of 1. Let's say I am creating another company 2 and 3, and let's change the name of the company. Let's say it's Tata, and let's say it's Mahindra, and I am just running it again, so you will be seeing that 0 1 2 3. So now I want to create a method. Now I want to create a method where I want to where I will be just running a code. uh, Let me just put it down here. Now I want to create a method. Which method? I want to create a method where I can just write the name of the method and the number of employee count I can get. So how will I do that? To do that, what I am doing, I want to create a method. What I want to do, I want to create a method or a function where 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 I write just the name of the method and I get the employee count. So how do we do that? We know that it's a class level attribute, right? So we know that it's an employee count is a class level attribute. How do we target this value? So we will be creating a method and which is a class method, right? It's a class method and it's a class method. Why it's a class method? Why we are saying it's a class method? Because this is a class level attribute. So now that's why we are saying it's a class method, and it does not take any instant attribute. It will be taking a class attribute. So class level attribute. So we will be saying that def employee count, and the first argument we already know it's take at CLS. And now I will be just print me what? Print the employee count, and it would be CLS dot employee count. Now if I want to run this, if I want to just check that if it's working, what I will be doing here is I will be seeing that my class, so what was the name? Company. Oh, yeah. Company dot employee count, and if I run this, you will be seeing that I am getting a 3 here. So yeah, it's a method, so we will be closing it by parenthesis. Now it would be working fine. Plus for method, let's see what the problem is coming up here. Yeah, so guys, the problem coming up was here that see we have named employee count here as well, the method and the name of the attribute we have kept it same. So that's why it's showing an error here. What error it's showing here is that we cannot means it's showing a type error basically. So what is taking here is initially it's taking employee count, and we have taken a class method as well employee count, and the method of the the attribute name is also a class count. So we have taken the same name. So instead of this, if we replace it by get employee count and replace it here as well, get employee count. Now you will change it here as well, get employee count. And now if I run this code, you will see that I am getting 3 here. All right, I have to print this, right? Print get cls.get count. No, this would be employee count, cls.employee count. It would not be get employee count, because we have to take this value. We are taking this value here, and this is the method here, and we are recalling the method here. You see the employee count is 3. So I hope that you understood this question, and if you got confused with the thing I have done, with the mistake I have done, let me just explain it to you what I did. So guys, the name was same here actually. The employee count, the class level attribute, the name of the class level attribute was also same, the method of the class level attribute was also same. All right, so it was creating a confusion while we just calling it here. While we calling it here below, it was taking a method that which one we are calling, because both were same. The method was also same, and the class level attribute was also same. So we have to change the name. We change the name to get employee count, and here cls dot employee count, we took the method here. That's why it was showing an error. It was not showing us the answer we were just targeting. It was not showing an error, but it was showing the different value. So what we are calling here, we are just printing the value of the employee count. So we are creating a method, we are calling the employee count. All right. So instead of doing this whole writing this whole code here, printing again and again, if I just print it, like if I do not have any value here, any method here, I will be getting 0 0 0 0 here, right? uh, and if I have a method, sorry, if I have an object here, it will be just printing 0 1 2 3 3. So I hope that you have understood this method at the rate class method, and please comment in the comment section that you've understood this, and please like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. If you like this tutorial, please share it with your friends who have been struggling with the object oriented programming system, and specifically if they are struggling with this decorator called class method, you can share it with your friends. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time.